Hello and welcome to another demonstration. I'm inspired by the Day of the Dead and those masks that they wear. So on the 1st of November and the 2nd of November, Latin American countries and some European countries celebrate the Day of the Dead, which is the day after the Celtic Halloween festival. There are some similarities, but actually they're very different feeling about them. I'm going to be using some really big Posca pens, and these are great on the black surface, and I can just really bring out the fabulous colour that the masks which are worn for the Day of the Dead celebrate. So I'm just picking up, they have fabulous colours and flowers, and you'll notice that the skulls are smiling. This is because the Day of the Dead celebrates all those souls which have passed over. They're not scary, they're encouraged as part of the celebrations. So those family members that have passed over are invited back on the Day of the Dead. So the 1st of November is usually for the children, and the 2nd of November for adults. Now, I think these schools are sometimes called sugar schools because they were originally made in sugar. These are probably paper mache or wood. They can be carved with wood to be worn. So the Posca pens, I've noticed, vary in their opacity because sometimes some of the colours are quite opaque. Other ones you need another layer, like this pink, that one. But layering helps. So when the layer's dry, I can go back in. You do need to make sure you shake to activate the acrylic-based ink inside these pens. Posca pens are fabulous because they not only work on paper, and like you can see they're opaque, they will work on fabric, on metal, on wood. So they have lots of possibilities. So you can see the red here is much more opaque, and it's going on much stronger. Okay. Using the pink, but picking up some of the colours with the red. I'll go back in. Great thing about these pens is how they layer. Because it is a celebration, there's lots of colour. This bow here. This is an original photograph that a friend took while they were in Cuba. And she's got a hat on, but I'm going to miss that out because I just want to concentrate on these flowers. So let's take them up a little bit more. I'm using really big pens because you can still find detail from these yellow. So shaking well just to activate the ink. Make sure it's flowing. And this is not as opaque, the yellow isn't, but I can use that because I can use the black to create shadow. Yellow here, just yellow there, yellow there. I think it's actually gold, but I've only got the yellow. It looks like layering is going to work. in order to pick up areas which I need to be stronger. I don't mind that this is a little more transparent because you can get it to work for you. Bit of yellow there. By adding tonal values. So this is a frill that's folded over. The fun thing about using the black paper is you make it work for you. So for the eyes, I don't need to colour blacking because it's already done for me. It's already there. Yellow there, right. Also, these plants. Just put with a pen, create that shape. See how I'm using the gaps? That's the black. I don't need to outline because it's already there for me. This side, I think we're on an edge, so it's making different shapes. I'm going to have to go over, bring out some of the stronger yellows, but by doing this I'm also able to vary the tonal values. So now look, I can do another layer of yellow, which is much stronger, much brighter. I don't have to do it everywhere. I don't want it to be flat, which you can get with these pens. That's the idea, they create a nice solid colour, but I'm making them work differently on this black. Let's go back in and bring out a bit more yellow. Strengthen that. See now with that second layer, not putting it everywhere, so I have different values. I think these flowers are either made out of silk or paper. Again, just top up some of the colour. Still wet, so you have to wait till that layer dries before I can successfully put. And I'll show you another trick as well, how I can make it even brighter. Let me do some purple. I think this is pretty strong. You can see there, solid colour. A lot of it is to do with the background colour. Lovely purple. And green. Up a little bit more because it's a bit flat. Again with this, let's take that off. So I think this shape comes down here. Look how I can layer and re-edit the colour. So some of it is to do with what colour you have on originally. So now I'm putting it over the red. It makes the pen much more opaque. Okay, so blue under here. Blue down here. Green. Blue around the eye. On the nose. On the eye. So if I wanted these colours to be really strong, probably would have done it on white, or in areas that I want it to be strong, I will have put white down as a base colour. So just pick up some white teeth. So this is a smiling skull because Day of the Dead is a happy time to celebrate those ones that you've lost. Not the spooky Halloween, full of evil ghouls and ghosts. It's probably they probably have celebrated this 3,000 years plus. A form of Day of the Dead. It's just a different practice of remembering those that have gone before. Lace on there, and then they've got okay. So the face, I'm going to put a beige layer of yellow. Again, I don't have to be completely precise. The more I leave out, the black comes through. So I can use that to my advantage. Because you can see these pens aren't fine. They're designed to fill up areas quite quickly. Comes down here. Again, miss out the areas around the teeth. Now where I need some purple. Purple band here. Green there. Some more yellow. Green. I can finesse the colour a little later, but at the moment, just making sure I'm putting colour where it needs to be. That needs to dry, so I'm going to pick up some of the highlights with white. Just not going round everything, but I'm going to pick out some shapes. Again. This is where things start to come together. Because there's a really nice shine on this material. Just adding this white on. Now we'll go back in once it's dried with the yellow. This is lace, so it's just used a dot to suggest that pattern. Right, so I covered the face yellow, and now I'm going to go over with white, but I'm not going to fully colour it in because I want to see some of that yellow come through. I could have done it while it was wet, but what it does is contaminate the white pen. Teeth. See how that's now still allowing that yellow to show through. Because I didn't have that cream colour. I've just got the 8 colours. It shows that you can use the pens. Oops. It's not as neat as I wanted, but I can sort that. Like I say, it's not overly fine pen. Allowing that yellow to shine through like this. Start to pick up, start to look at where I need to strengthen. So those teeth I want to be much whiter. Oh yes, there's lines here. Right, because that eye's not quite right, I can fix that. Okay, I do have a black. Okay, fixed it. Let's see what, go back in. So the great thing about these pens is they do go over, and you can just bring out the colour a little stronger. So. I can do here. So just looking at areas which I think could do with a bit of a little bit more. I don't want to overly work the black because it's quite easy to get carried away. Just establish those shapes. Because this is a mask, I think this fabric there. So just bring that there. Let's see if I can. Know what I need to do next. So this is the final part. I'm just going to put in some of these details that they have. I think this is a flower here. And some green. I know those. I'll do it in purple. Okay, let me just see. Is there any areas? No, I quite like that. I think it's explained itself. So, using these, I think they're called a PM7, which is about a 5mm to a 7mm Posca pens. Posca, you can see, works well on black, but also on fabric, on wood. It has lots of possibilities. Just need to pull that out a bit because it'll balance it a little. On a black watercolour paper, celebrating the Day of the Dead. So I hope you enjoyed that and join me again soon.